Hey everybody, welcome to the G. Louise book series. I'm Christina KRISTINA. This is where we read books, talk about books, nothing special going on here, no special effects, nothing like that. Just me reading books, talking books. I appreciate your likes and subscribes. This is experimental day. I'm trying really hard here. We haven't done this in a while, and this has spurned several ideas. So I hope you'll stay tuned with me for all my ideas in the next couple of days when you see these videos. I could really use your like and support. I'm not doing so well here. People who have many more likes and subscribes than I do. Some of them have gone professional. They've gotten so many likes and subscribes. And I'm just sitting here like and you see all these videos lately. Have you seen all these videos lately? Why I'm quitting? If anybody should quit, it should be me. Look at me with like not even 200 subscribers yet. And I've been doing this a year. And then there are brand new people coming on the market that get 1,000 subscribers in a month. I'm like, they're just more talented than I am. They have theme music. They have better computers. They have better equipment. They're better at everything. So maybe you can support little old me. This is spurned an idea. Look out for it. I'm going to do a Mary Janice Davison video later. So please check that out. This is Flashback Monday. We have not done that in a couple of months because I had my Christmas decorations up and I couldn't get to my books. Come here. This is my gal pal. She likes to be this way. Sorry, no butt exposure. She likes to face. She likes to be face to face. So, for those of you who have tuned in, please check out the ones I did last year for this. This is the Romantic Times book review. This was my book Bible back in the day. I lived and breathed by this. I'm sorry I marked it all up, though. I wrote all over it. Got to get this, have this, looking for this, blah, blah. I'm sorry I marked it all up. But, this magazine, you cannot find this magazine today. And what I mean is, yeah, you can go on Goodreads and find something. But have you seen the New York Review or the Book Page or the Mystery Scene or any of those magazines? None of them compare to this one. They did over 200, 300 reviews a month. A month! This was awesome. This was my shopping guide back then. And in honor of Flashback Monday recurrence, I will have you know that I bought this shirt in the 1980s. I found a picture of me in it for my college graduation. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I wish I saved more of my clothes back then. I had some nice stuff. I used to work in a department store. Those were the days. I still have my paychecks. I bought dresses for like $5. When they hit the clearance rack. And they were like Nina Piccolonis and Gloria Vanderbilt and all those things. They're just today, you're lucky if you get it for 100. So anyways, we're trying something new today. We'll see how it goes. This is August 2008. And I thought a lady we all know, Miss Heather Graham, she had 3 new books out. Deadly Night in New Orleans, Flynn's inherit an old plantation only to discover that the ghosts of long ago bloodbaths are becoming confused with the horrors of a more contemporary tragedy. A killer has been at work using the past and the graves of the long dead to conceal his rampage. Aiden is forced to seek help from an unlikely companion, Kelly Montgomery, the psychic who last saw the strange lights that sometimes flood the family crypt at night. So that's Deadly Night. Then Deadly Harvest. Rowena knows that things can go bump in the night, and her radio chats with Jeremy Flynn have been the rave of the hour. But when Jeremy finds that the wife of his police ex-partner has gone missing in Salem, Massachusetts, he has no help but to turn to Rowena, the woman who knows about the strange legends of the harvest gods that surround the cornfields. Deadly Gift. A disappearance at sea in Rhode Island coincides with the mysterious near-fatal illness of Sean O'Reilly, all way across the Atlantic in Dublin, Ireland. Called to help his old family friend, Zachary Flynn finds himself embroiled in a search for the truth, ancient documents, and sins long committed. Zach knows that he must discover much more than the guilt of or innocence of Sean's trophy wife, partner, butler, or baker. There you go. Heather Graham. I could read this magazine for hours. Look for this video later today, Queen Betsy. We're going to talk about that. Mary Janice Davison. I was going to do a big thing on her, but, and I am. I'm just going to do it separately. We will be doing this series later this year. Asheron. God. Now, my advice when we read it, if you're one of those people that loves to cry your heart out, you read the first part of Asheron. Actually, you read the entire book. If you don't like to cry your eyes out, the first time, read the entire book. The second, third, fourth, and fifth time you read the book, start with part 2. Because you know what happens in part 1. Start with part 2. Because Asheron is just one of those books where you can picture Sherilyn Kenyon crying her goddamn eyes out the whole time she's writing it, and you're like, how could she write this? I'm also gonna do something later. Please look out on because this looks like a good series. Margaret Marion, Deborah Not Mystery Series. I'm gonna do a little blurb about that later, so check that out. So I'm looking forward to that. So this magazine have you seen the Finsters lately? Their author went green in her house. Stephanie Lauren. So anyways, let's get back to, read what you own, shop your bookshelves. Well, that's what I'm doing here. These are all my books. These are on my bookshelves. And first, we've got Liz Carlyle, Regency author. And this was a trilogy. Let's see if I can find it now. Liz Carlyle. This is the third one. So the trilogy is Never Romance a Rake, Never Lie to a Lady, Never Deceive a Duke. Let's see. Never Romance a Rake. Shani, let's see. Let's start with the beginning. Lord Nash is a creature of the night. The wealth and title provide but a tenuous entry into polite society. Notorious for his sophisticated manners and a dark, dashing elegance, rumors abound of the men he has corrupted and the women he's left broken heart. But when Nash leaves his lair for a rare foray into the ton, he experiences a law of temptation all his own, an extraordinary moment of passion with a mysterious lady in the moonlight, and an obsession that will lead him into a hellish world of smugglers, spies, and intrigue. And as for his damsel in disguise, the witty and beautiful Miss Exania Neville, he soon learns is unattainable, as she is tempting. And never deceive a duke. With her fragile and regal bearing, the Duchess of Warnham knows how to keep her admirers at distance. Twice wed and twice widowed, Antonia has vowed never to marry, never again to surrender her freedom. But when her husband's death is deemed suspicious and his longtime heir returns to seize control of the dukedom, she finds that fate has placed her future in yet another man's hands. And Never Romance a Rake got 4.5 stars. Shunning the glitter elite of high society, Kieran Baron Rothwell prefers the dangerous pursuits of London demonade. Hardened by a tormented past, he cares little for or anyone or anything. How can he resist the wager proposed by the dissolute Comte de Vidanti, a hand of cards for the possession of the Conte's exquisite daughter? This got 4.5 stars. Their review says Baron Rothwell fits in far better than his demonade than the ton. His cynicism and recklessness makes him the ideal man to agree the Comte de Virginie's outrageous wager. His beautiful daughter for a turn of cards. Abandoned by her father until her beauty made her his most valuable possession, Camille Marchand trusts no one. When Kieran wins her, she sees him as the means to flee a life she despises. Camille is reluctantly drawn to Kieran, and through a reputed rogue, he treats her with tenderness. She sees the dark and deep desires that are in his heart because they match her own, and she won't fall in with the Comte's plans to harm him. Susan Enoch, Before the Scandal. This is the series, Notorious Gentleman. It's over there. I didn't even think to pick it up. I'm a series person. I like series. That's what I read. I'm a series person. I like to read series. So all these books are series. This is the second installment in the Notorious Gentleman series. And it's the Colonel Phineas Bromley is a legend on the battlefield and in the bedroom. Though he's won many wars and even more hearts, nothing could prepare him for his new life. When Finn discovers that someone has been pushing his family toward ruin, he assumes the role of a legendary highwayman. Riding out in the middle of the night, hidden behind a mask, Finn heads straight into trouble and into the arms of the ravishing girl next door. It says 4.5 stars. Colonel Finn's Bromley is a clever fellow in the boudoir and on the battlefield, but he's completely unprepared for what awaits him when he comes home. He finds his ancestral state near ruin and believes someone is systematically destroying his family. Instead, he rides straight into the trouble into the form of Lady Elise Donnelly. Elise should have been wed years ago, but a scandal put an end to that. Now she's little more than a servant in her home. She knows she should stay away from Finn, but she can't help getting involved in his charade and falling in love. I just want to show you. Look at all the romances they did that month. All these books. Louise Allen, The Outrageous Felsham. Alexander Benedict, Too Dangerous to Desire. Liz Carlyle, Never Romancing a Rake. Susan Enoch, Before the Scandal, we just did. Colleen Gleason, I used to do those. 4.5 stars, When Twilight Burns. Fans of this brilliant series know vampires have met their match in Veneta leader Victoria Gardella Grantworth de Lacy, and that they're in for a thrilling ride. Gleason draws you into the dark sensual realm where the lines between good and evil, love and hate blur. Allow yourself to be seduced by the dark side. I used to have that book. I don't have it anymore. I had a binge out during COVID. Now, I saw this, Eve Silver, His Wicked Sins. I had it, but I lost it. But I did find his demon kiss, and sins of the heart. I did find these two. So, did she? Let me see. You see, there's no editing in this video. It's just me being me, and you know, I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard with these videos. If they do these enough. Okay, so this is right, Wicked Sins. Yeah, oh, here we can do it this way. How's that? Silver juxtaposes past and present to create the ideal atmosphere for a dark, alluring Gothic romance. The setting, an eerie school in Yorkshire, and a suitable, suspicious characters, grisly murders, and an enigmatic hero add to the chilling and atmospheric that lures you into the story. Half human, half god, Dagon Krail is the underworld's most powerful and soul reaper. When one of his brothers is murdered, Deacon must use every ounce of his power to hunt down those responsible for his brutal death, but he must move swiftly and carefully if he's to have any chance of resurrecting his brother. Sorry. How's it going down there? I just thought I'd show you. Just a second. Let me see if I can. How's that? And Eve Silver, Demon's Kiss. Ever since her parents' Clea Masters has been kept safe by a force inside her that knocks back any threat. When a demon attacks her, she's launched into a dangerous world she never knew existed. Her only ally is a lethal, seductive man who arouses a hunger stronger than anything she has ever imagined. Mainstream fiction. Those are all the ones they did. Matters of Faith. I'll try and do one of these things. Told from the viewpoint of Marshall and his mother, this tale's central focus is on a crisis and how the different ways of responding to it can cause tension within a family, especially when it tests one's faith and beliefs. The fluent prose and authentic characters will leave the reader wanting more from Keenan. Marshall's search for faith began after the death of his childhood friend. It's a source of tension between him and his parents. He's intrigued by religious beliefs of Ada, his girlfriend, and is eager to meet her family. But his parents aren't impressed with Ada's radical beliefs, including her reliance on prayer and exposure therapy over conventional medical treatments, threaten their daughter Megan's life. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing, Nick Maxwell. Debbie Carbin. Carbin may be a debut author, but there's nothing amateurish about her first novel, equal parts pathos, humility, and humor. Her story of a beautiful bad girl gone to... You done? Equal parts pathos, humility, and humor. Her story of a beautiful bad girl gone good resonates. Rachel's friendship with Hector is truly one of a kind. Real, flirty, and at times heart-wrenching. The writer borders on cinematic, a device used quite cleverly and successfully from beginning to end. 4 stars. Off the menu. And that's pictured there. In the spirit of the Joy Luck Club's Sun's debut novel about three young Asian women is as witty as it is charming. Readers will also easily relate to the characters regardless of race or culture, because they carry the same yearning for passion, love, and success without compromise. Sun's first career was as a litigator, and it's easy to predict that her second job might prove even more fruitful. Okay. Teen scene. The teen scene. Oh, it's here. Oh, here it is. The Summoning. 4 stars. New York Times bestseller Armstrong turns her skill and focus toward a new team-based supernatural trilogy. Readers are taken on an intense and scary ride. The story's pace is brisk, but it is the feelings of alienation and betrayal that give this launch book its knife-like edge. All in one day, 15-year-old Chloe Sanders gets her first period and a gruesome ghost. The fallout from these events is extreme. Suddenly, Chloe is locked up at Lyle House, a group home for troubled teens. As she struggles to make sense out of events around her, she begins to suspect that her fellow housemates have unusual talents as well. Okay. Science fiction fantasy. Zoe's Tale. A companion to last year's The Last Colony, this fast-paced volume tells the story of the colony planet Roanoke from the perspective of Zoe Bolton Perry. As perceptive and intelligent 17-year-old, Zoe's voice is original and believable, and her take on the events is both entertaining and enlightening. Got 4.5 stars. Zoe, the adopted daughter of John Perry and Jane Slogan, is about to become a colonist on the planet Roanoke. In addition to the usual problems facing her boys, making friends on the new colony, etc., Zoe also has to deal with being the subject of a treaty between the human race and the Oban, a race of aliens being who have intelligent but non-consciousness. Their only experience of what it means to be conscious is through Joey. Ill Met in the Arena, Dave Duncan. Pictured here. Duncan is a superb storyteller. His 40th novel is totally enthralling, romantic adventure. The characters seem to live and breathe, especially the charismatic hero, who tells the tale in first person. He grabs your heartstrings on page 1 and doesn't let go until you discover his fate. Minority women rule with psychic control. Young noblemen compete in gladiator contests in hope of winning the hand of a woman of high rank. Court, an unknown and older competitor, competes against Humate, a powerful young noble who is meant to wed Tenderance, a woman Court can never hope to have. When Court wins the match, Humate is furious. Now Court must gain the boy's trust and make him an ally in his plan of revenge against Humate's family. I didn't do that. Chris Howard, Seaborn. Pictured here. Howard's fantasy tells the story of a woman who is seaborn and must fight to win back kingdoms as the wreath bearer. This novel is graphic and violent and leaves nothing to the imagination when it comes to mutilation and death, but readers who love a good fantasy can overlook the gory descriptions to see what happens to the heroine. 4 stars. Inspirational. The Outsider. Anne H. Gabhart. This is an amazing book about a group of people who just want to live lives closer to God and keep outside influences at bay. Gab Hart obviously did her research and gives life to a long-ago Shaker community. Readers will discover what life was like for one in 1812. All her life, Gabrielle Hope has had the gift of seeing events before they happen. Though sometimes she wishes she didn't. She is content living in the Shaker village and teaching the younger sisters. But when she meets Dr. Bryce Scott after a devastating fire, she begins to doubt her beliefs and also herself. The Jewel of Gresham Green, pictured here. Blackwell captivates as she reveals her main character's deepest thoughts and feelings. Readers will savor all strengths and weaknesses of each endearing character. It's wonderful to see the redemptive power of family and friends. Romantic suspense. Michelle Maddox. In this post-apocalyptic thriller, Maddox, aka Michelle Rowan, takes reality game shows to a horrifying new level. This book starts off last and never looks back as it throws its gusty protagonist into a do-or-die scenario. As the sole survivor of the massacre of her family, Kira Jordan has endured on the streets as best she can. One day she wakes up in a pitch-black room chained to the wall with a convicted killer. Rogan Ellis used to be one of the wealthiest men on the planet until he was convicted of murder. Now Rogan and Kira have been paired up for a horrific television game called The Countdown. Brenda Novak, Watch Me, 4.5 stars. Third book in Novak's trilogy is creepy and absorbing, and the characterizations are excellent. Plan to stay up very late to finish this one. 12 years ago, while parking, teenagers Sheridan Cole and Jason Wyatt were shot. The random act took Jason's life, but Sheridan survived. Now she's a caseworker for The Last Stand, an organization that aids victims of crime, so when the rifle that killed Jason is found, Sheridan returns to hometown to look into the matter. Another attempt is made on her life. She's badly beaten and left for dead. Fortunately, Jason's stepbrother Kane Granger lives nearby and saves her. Out of Time, 4.5 stars. Graves is back and hotter than ever in a thrilling new novel that combines romance, adventure, and prophecy. Museum curator Jillian Talbot's psychic gift for seeing into the past has come in handy during her career, but she's always assumed that it was a family secret. It's not. As soon as she discovers former Tomb Raider Simon Boner thought he was out of the game until a former friend drags him into a deadly kidnapping. Mystery, suspense, and thrillers. Look at all the books they did. The Laughter of Kings, Dead Kings, Elizabeth Peters. Vicky Bliss is back and everybody wants her. One of Peters' most beloved heroines returns after a 14-year absence, and Vicky has lost none of her wit, guts, or sense of the absurd. Fans of this series know that if Vicky is in trouble, the mysterious Sir John Smythe must be close by. Life has been reasonably calm by Munich Museum assistant curator Dr. Vicky Bliss. Her lover John Tregrath has retired from his criminal ways, and Vicky still has her inquisitive boss, Dr. Anton Schmidt, wrapped around her finger. Then Vicky and John's old friend Feasel turns up with stunning news. Someone has stolen King Tut's mummy. The Last Oracle, James Rollins. Rollins has done it again, pulling off a brilliant Indiana Jones-style thrill ride for the members of his Sigma Force and creating a riveting tale of science. Got 4.5 stars. Commander Gray Pierce is launched into a perilous mission when apparently homeless man dies in his arms, shot down by a sniper. A bloody coin in the dead man's hands turns out to be a relic dating back to the Greek oracle of Delphi. More than an artifact, the coin reveals a plot that can be traced back to the Cold War. A think tank of scientists plans to bioengineer autistic children with savant talents in the harbingers of a new world order. Karen Slaughter. I still see her on the shelves today. Using characters introduced in 2006 Triptych and once again returning to Atlanta, Slaughter seemingly sets up a course of action for the narrative only to flip it and move the story in a totally different direction. Hold on tight, you're in for an exhilarating ride. And that was 4.5 stars. When Abigail Campano arrives at Ansley Park Mansion, she finds the front door open and broken glass scattered on the porch. Inside her worst nightmare, her daughter Emma has been murdered and the attacker is bending over the body. As Abigail backs away, the man comes after her and they struggle until he's dead. Strangled by Abigail. When the Georgia Bureau of Investigation arrives to back up the Atlanta police, Will Trent, the lead agent, realizes the original assumption of what occurred is wrong. He knows that they have precious little time before something even more horrifying happens. Contemporary romance. I don't usually do romance, but look at all the romance they did. Look at all those books. Taken by Storm, Rochelle airs. Fans will be thrilled when this final entry in the Winfield Brides trilogy. Simone has finally moved on from her deadbeat ex-husband and is ready to embrace life and new love. Simone Whitfield witnesses the attempted murder of a judge. Thanks to her quick thinking, the assailant is apprehended and Simone becomes the star witness in the upcoming trial. Enter Federal Marshal Rafe, installed as her bodyguard. Simone is determined to move forward, grow her floral business, and make the best of an awkward situation. The surprise is how seamlessly Rafe fits into her routine. He takes his job seriously but becomes totally enchanted with his charge. Susan Mallory, The Sweet Spot, 4.5 stars. The second of a 3 back-to-back releases focuses on Sister Nicole Keys. Nothing about these sisters or their relationship is simple, and Mallory is top-notch form as she takes troubled and stubborn individuals and portrays their emotional growth. With her marriage over and her baby sister pregnant, possibly with a estranged husband's child, Nicole Keys is not looking for any more drama or responsibility, but she's lonely. So when sexy NFL player turned high school coach Eric Hawkins crashes into her life, she's intrigued. Cutting Loose, Susan Anderson. This start of Anderson's new series has a fun and interesting characters, solid action, and a hot and sexy romance. An elderly friend dies and leaves Jane Kaplinski and her 2 friends a mansion. They plan to sell it after Devlin Kavanaugh renovates it. Jane is unimpressed with Devlin after their first meeting when he is jet-lagged and drunk. Yet as Jane and Devlin are thrown together while working on the mansion, they soon discover there's more to their attraction than lust. Okay, now to my part of town. Okay. Turbulent Sea, paranormal urban fantasy, 4.5 stars. Book after book, the suspense has been building toward the fireworks promised by the dangerous pairing potential lovers Jolie and Illa. The Drake sisters novels have always been about family loyalty and trust, things that this damaged hero has never experienced. While singing is all that megastar Jolie Drake has ever wanted to do, the touring is tough to take. Things have gotten especially dicey now that both Jolie and the band have picked up stalkers. When Jolie realizes that a teenage girl she saw at an afterpath party has disappeared, her questions place her in danger. Let's get these out of here. Oh, God, sorry. Oops. That was scary. Okay, Kelsey Cole, Desires After Dusk. Mathematician Holly Ashwin is brilliant but plagued with OCD. Her orderly life is blown out of the water when she's abducted by demons intent on impregnating her. But when Holly becomes enraged and is hit by lightning, she kills the demon. 4.5 stars. Bound by Flame. Anna Windsor. Round 2 of the high-stakes war contains all the action, kick-butt battles, and sizzling sensuality of the first installment of the Dark Crescent Sisterhood series. Dorinda Flynn, a fire sybil, and half-demon NYPD cop Nick Wall have been setting sparks off each other. Literally, now that Nick's brother Creed and Earth sybil Rona are married, you would think that Nick would be looked on less suspicious. But that's not the case. While the Evil Legion has been quiet for the past couple months, no one thinks they're gone. Oh, I forgot this one. Christina Dodd. Is it in this? Yeah. Into the Flame. The climax of the Darkness Chosen series arrives with all of Dodd's customary sizzling sensuality and dark emotions. This is 4 stars. Beloved daughter Firebird Wilder is shocked when DNA testing reveals she's not the biological child of Constantine and Zarina. While her parents and brothers insist it changes nothing, they can't help but wonder what happened to the child Zarina gave birth to. With her own young son asking about his biological father, Firebird realizes she must find her college love, Doug Black. Firebird loved Doug, but after seeing him change into a cougar, she fled, fearing he was a Varinsky. Doug has never forgotten Firebird, and he's determined to hunt her down. First Blood. Susan Sizemore, Emma McCready, Chris Marie Green, and Melagene Brooke. 4 great vampire stories for readers who enjoy their romances with a bit of a bite. Connected to other stories by these authors, they can be fully enjoyed even if you're not familiar with their previous work. Cave Canaan by Sizemore returns to the Law of the Blood series. Vampire Dan Kovac reluctantly teams up with werewolf Tess in McCarthy's, and then Russian Roulette has a former slayer turned vampire. The Vampire Babylon is revisited Double the Bite by Green, where love for mortal Ben Tyree comes between Vampire Ginny and her positive twin. Sorry. Just One Bite. Kimberly Ray, 4 stars. It all starts when Vinnie Beltucci, a member of SOB, Snipers of Otherworld Beings, comes to Vampire Leon through Machette's dead-end dating service for help to find a match. Lil has 72 hours to find him the perfect woman or he'll end her life. Ray once again brings life to the world of the dead-end dating service with a number of reappearances and some fun new characters. She presents another enjoyable and fast-moving story. 4 stars. Alexa Morgan, take Dark Warrior Unleashed, 4 stars. Taking a break from Paladin's Red Hot, Morgan kicks off another supernatural series. The Talons is setting up the challenges and unique characteristics of her protagonist. She ensures that there will be more adventures to come. For centuries, Grand Dame Judith has commended the warrior Talons who eliminate members of Kai's society when they turn rogue. The kite's unique adaptation allows them to feed off the energy of humans, normally with no harm to anyone, though some do turn murderous. Former Viking Ranulf has been Judas enforcer for so long that the darkness threatens to overwhelm him. While tracking a rogue, Ranulf discovers Carrie Logan, who, despite her power, is unaware of her heritage. I don't know why I have that note there, but I do. Nightwalker. The urban fantasy gene just got richer by the addition of the talent Drake. This is 4.5 stars. Centuries-old vampire Mira has a special gift that makes her different from all other Nightwalkers. She has the ability to control fire. She breaks away from the vampire elders and settles in America after her torture by the Northree, an elven race bent on eliminating humans and Nightwalkers. When the vampire slayer Daenerys comes into her territory, Myra senses his not typical human. While Daenerys is intent on eventually killing Myra, right now he offers a truce. See what happens. And we will be doing this series later this year. Mercy Thompson. Oh, this is the other side. This is the Charles and Anna, his mate. The other half, this is a Mercy Thompson spin-off. We'll be doing Mercy Thompson later. It got 4.5 stars. It's only been days since Chicago werewolf Anna Latham helped Charles Cornick take down a corrupted alpha and learned about her true identity as an Omega. That both of their wolves decided they are mates ensures that formerly abused Anna will relocate to Montana. But Anna's transition into the new path is not smooth, for Charles is abruptly drawn into a search for a rogue werewolf. Things are not as they appear, and the danger is more than any of them realize. Oh, I have that one. It's gotta be over there. Well, we'll get to that later. Stormborn Richelle Mead, 4.5 stars. Bestseller Mead launches her new exciting first-person box one series about a butt-kicking shaman. The characters are well drawn as always. 4.5 stars. Trained by her shaman stepfather, Eugene Markham is a powerful shaman whose job is banishing creatures who have crossed over from the other world. Her latest case is to rescue a young girl taken to the other world. Eugene recognizes the danger in entering the realm but proceeds anyway, only to discover that her biological father is none other than the Storm King. A prophecy regarding a child that Eugene will bear makes her a target of all the males of the other worlds. I missed one. Let me see. I have it. I can't find it. I don't have that one. Okay. Alright. The Devil You Know. 4 stars. Talent on the Rise Block is back with a next installment of her forced old couple Morgan Kinsley series. Viewing events through the heroine's eyes keeps the focus on cryptic events as they revealed. Having come to an uneasy truce with Lou, the king of the demons, who now resides within her mind, exorcist Morgan Kinsley has other concerns. While Morgan has gotten her formerly demon-possessed brother Andy back, her estrangement from her parents continues. A revelation about Morgan's parentage and walled-off area in her mind indicate that something traumatic happened when she was a child. Unblocking those memories could be deadly. Okay, now. Oh, I have that. The Accidental Demon Slayer. I've got it someplace. Alright. We're just going to do this quickly, because this is my gal pal. Alright, first off, just a little on the naughty side today. Just a little. Raisin. Couple stars. Back in the Sanhem Publishing Ella Queen days. It's a little adult situation going on there. My other gal pal, this got 4 stars. We have Suddenly Pleasures, Private Pleasures, Forbidden Pleasures, Passionate Pleasures. These are people that watch TV for erotica purposes, and we'll just leave it at that. All right. So, hey, that's the end of Flashback Monday for group. We're going to do a few individuals. We're going to check out Mary Janice Davison, so please check it. That was me later. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if I'm doing a good job. I really appreciate your support and all this. Thank you.